They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. And I never been down with no OPP. I talk about selling our people's property. Don't know who doing it, so don't round me out. Don't send no police round me and tell me shush my mouth. Where's our conviction? But where's our pride? We selling everything, selling our backside. Just go online, it'll make you sick. You can buy any island, just point and click. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. Hey, hey. Ride him. My mother always say when you find a donkey, ride it. Who's donkey? Man, come on. We got a whole nation in 73. Now we getting back the whole country. What kind of fools we must be, selling out for a bag of rice and a cup of tea. You know what does bug me? Help me understand. I can't find piece of property for under 80 grand, but I can fix this. I know what to do. I can squat just like them other people try make me do. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country. Ooh, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. I get everybody sell some every night. They're selling one island, we and they won't keep. What can be left for you and me? Is this the example? What's our kids to do? You want them have a sense of pride, or go selling too? Cause they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country, yes man. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha.
Whoa, girls, we out doing
house and at the same time get your exercise on? Well, the Coalition of Independent doing it. They're having a South Out and a walkathon all in one. And they can do that on the 22nd of April, and we can start down there to the Grace Niles Plaza. Here's what you can do. You can come on out at 6:30 a.m. for your registration for the walkathon, which is $5. We can start walking from there at 7 a.m. and we going up to the airport roundabout, and then we coming back to the Grace Niles Plaza. You gonna be back there just in time for your South Out, which is supposed to start at 8 a.m. You can have your chicken sauce, pig feet sauce, and you can have your turkey sauce. They're serving that with Johnny cake or one roll, and the donation for that is $10. Listen, man, if you want your ticket early, you could call 438-8355. Come on out, man. Support the Coalition of Independent. That's the 22nd of April. They're the people who fighting for you know. 7 a.m. for the walkathon and 8 a.m. for the South Out. Man, you don't meet me there. Meet me there. Come and support the Coalition of Independent. Grand Bahama.
Max out your screen brightness. Let's play again. Tell me, what do you see here? Take a wild guess. Some sort of argument, maybe? A car accident? Well, to answer that, I think we're seeing exactly what they thought we'd ever see. And that is absolutely nothing.
It's a video. What you got? What kind of drink you got?
I got kiss the lips.
That's right.
Very good.
Kissing the lips. That's what's
Very
up.
good.
Oh.
Look, my crew said, come on.
This is Azario Major. He was a fun-loving, soft-hearted person that, according to his mom, always wanted to see the best in people.
Happy Father's Day, Daddy. Just want to tell you Happy Father's Day. I love you.
He didn't seem to judge anybody before really getting to know them. And because of this, according to his mom once more, it was sometimes to his demise. He was one of those types, that was too trusting of people he thought was truly his friends. And unfortunately, this guy right here, a police officer at my dad, would be the very last guy he'll ever get to trust. Here's that story. The day after Christmas, December 26, 2021, 7:57 p.m. Azario went down to Woody's liquor store on Fire Trail looking around for his friend, also known as Slim. By the way, this wasn't just any regular liquor store either. This was also a bar. A bar where a lot of off-duty police officers would often hang around at, drinking, smoking, getting drunk, watching the game, yelling, playing dominoes, etc. This was their go-to spot, and a go-to spot for Slim himself. This night, a night no different than the others. It was the weekend and that place was littered with off-duty cops. Azario, talking to his friend Slim for a while, it actually starts off kind of peaceful. They walk, they talk, Slim puts his hands on his back, tries to get him to leave. Why, you may wonder. You see, contrary to the story put out by those police officers after the fact, including Slim, they all claimed Azario was just some random, dirty, gun-toting criminal with dreadlocks and tattoos there with the sole purpose of causing trouble. They claim Azario didn't know anyone there, like he was just there just to be there. But you see, that's actually not true. Far from it, actually. Azario and Slim, they go way back. They were super cool at one point. But here lies the issue. During that exact time, they was going through a little rough patch in their friendship. Important to add to, Azario also knew some things about Slim at the time that Slim didn't want to ever get out. Crazy things. Things that could definitely ruin his career, his family, his friendships, how people see him, etc. And because of this, the sole presence of Azario even being there, especially around his other police co-workers, was detrimental to him. And so here's why Slim kept noticingly trying to get Azario to leave the bar. I can imagine it was confusing to him actually. He just wanted to chill with the person who he thought was his friend at the time. I might also add, the lady that owned that bar was the cousin of Azario. So I can see it not making sense to him actually, on why this person that was again so close to him but trying to get him to leave a public venue, you know? Anyways, this then almost immediately sparked some bad blood between them. Arguments began to spiral, and the plan to murder him and cover it up had finally begun. And yes, you heard that correctly. 7:58 p.m. Officer Slim checks for cameras for the very first time, sees there's one above him, keeps walking. 8:02. Officer Slim walks away from Rosario to check for cameras once more. He acknowledges that it's 2 cameras, then walks away this time from the building completely. Slim's drunk police co-workers arguing with him in the meantime. This is when it's believed he goes to get that unmarked gun from his car parked across the road. The same gun later found on the dead body of Rosario. 8:05. 3 minutes later, he comes back. But this time, with gloves on. With gloves on. Bro, let me show you something, bro. The nigga came back with gloves on.
Good afternoon, Bahamas. You are live and we are live. We're broadcasting from Nassau in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and it is the 16th day of April 2023. I want to thank all of you all for being here and for always being here, for spending your Sunday with us. We're going to have a serious conversation today, and we're going to open the lines. Certain things we want to touch on first before we get into that. I'm sure many of you have watched that video by now. It's very disturbing. It's very disturbing. And that is a young man who basically gave his opinion on some stuff that he has been seeing. It's disturbing, to say the least. It's extremely disturbing that so many people have to go through this in this country today. Thank you for wherever you're. We're going to have a serious conversation. We have to do that. Streams are being affected. There's some things that they don't want to get right. And so for any of you watching this, if you want to support the movement, you can click right there in the corner. Well, not click, but you can scan that QR code and you'll be able to support the movement. And having some technical issues. Of course, when you have these kinds of shows, you're going to have those kinds of technical issues, but don't hurt your head. Let me switch devices. I'm going to switch devices now and switch onto a different internet so we don't have to worry about those technical issues. So sorry about that, but this is what you have to deal with. We have to keep running from one internet service to another to make sure that they can't hack us. All right. So they're going to keep chasing us like Wile E. Coyote chasing the road runner. All right. So okay. Someone says the views went. All right. If the views went down, that means someone says the views went down. I don't know how that could happen. That would mean that they knocked it off of one of the social media platforms. We don't worry about that. Let's just keep going. Around the world, we got just under 1,500 people on here live. So let's just keep going. All right. But if you see anything going down or affected, let me know so we can do what we have to do. I don't understand why they don't want the voices of the people out there, why they feel that freedom of speech is a bad thing. But this country we live in, we're turning into an outright dictatorship. All right. All right. It's an outright dictatorship that we are now experiencing. When you have a government that's controlling the media, controlling the police, controlling the judges, because they appoint them and they have to get their budgets from them, and they're appointing people known to be a part of them. That's when the citizenry will start to question. All right. There's a lot of the citizenry, and I want to start this conversation today. There's a lot of the citizenry, so please call me. Don't leave me out there to have this conversation. there's a lot of citizenry who are concerned that the police commissioner is a friend of the prime minister. The prime minister hangs out at his bar. And also, the prime minister gave him a big settlement for a lawsuit. There was a lawsuit, and instead of the government letting it go through the completion of the lawsuit, the government stopped the lawsuit and did a settlement with the police commissioner, and said that they're not going to reveal how much money they gave to him, how much of our money they gave to him. And so that concerns some people as it relates to whether the police commissioner in that case is compromised. The question is, what do you think about that? We also have, and of course, people can be in any position and do their jobs. It doesn't mean anything because they are connections, but the questions have to be out there. The now Chief Justice that was appointed by the Prime Minister was the managing partner of Davis & Co. And so there are people who have questions about this. How do you feel about that? The managing partner of Davis & Co. And so there are some people who feel like, well, if something goes to Supreme Court and it's outside, if it's bad to Philip Davis and them, that, anything could happen. And so these are questions that people would have. Doesn't mean that it will happen, but it's questions people have. And the Prime Minister just appointed, I think it was 5 more justices. Some of them were former members of Parliament of the Progressive Liberal Party, including Hope Strachan. And so people have questions that this whole thing is rigged. That's the feeling that people are starting to get. We're seeing that an MP was accused by a police officer of assaulting him, and nothing. No one was arrested, questioned or whatever. We now see that there's another member of Parliament who was accused of assaulting, brutally assaulting a young lady. All right. If we have that. Yeah. And so the family says that this ain't going under the table. All right. MP, this ain't going under the table on the MP abuse allegations. And so, because people are and things happen under the table as it relates to anything that government or their crews and their people. So the question is, what do we do? What do we think about all of this? And so that's what people are seeing, and that's what people are having a question about. Because now you're seeing something else that took place. We got shut down. Okay. Well, sound is gone on YouTube. Okay, we got hit hard just now. We saw the whole system crash just now. We saw the whole system crash, and it came back up. So I don't know if you can hear me. Let me know if everything is still good. Sound frozen, broken up. Let me know if it's still good. Okay, good now. Yeah, we saw the whole system crash just now. We don't know how that happened, but they are afraid of this conversation that we're about to have today. So make sure you share this, tag some of your friends. Let this, make sure this goes out there. This is the kind of system that we're living in. Okay, sound is good now. We're back up and running. Expect this. This is the system that we're living in. All right. So we have to just continue to fight, feel like we're in the matrix on that ship hiding from those machines that are trying to search for us constantly. That's how this is coming off, dealing with this particular PLP government. So I'm going to talk about those stuff. I'm going to get to that. We're going to deal with all of this stuff. But, when you speak the truth, you become publicly enemy number one in this country. I just want to say that some members of Pilgrim Baptist Church, which is the church that Leroy Major is the pastor of. Leroy Major, you will know that we have exposed some stuff that was happening in his yard, and we asked some questions about it. Some of his political cronies and trolls came and they answered for him, and they said he is just trying to create jobs for Haitian nationals who are undocumented, and that's what his trolls have said. They have said that they have license, not particularly for that yard, but they have license to do import export, and that he is just trying to make a way for the Haitians. I mean, shocking. We found out more about what's happening there. We got a call the last time from we are told from someone who sounded like Ian Munnings, who is one of his campaign generals. One of the first callers last time, well, the first caller last time, who seemed to be trying to justify what was going on. So if that was Ian Munnings, Ian, try again. All right. We just want things to work properly in this country, and this is a conversation we're going to have today. But some members of his church called and told me that he called my name from the pulpit. He called my name from the altar. All right. And they were disturbed by that. One told me that they actually spoke to him about that and told him that was wrong. Don't mix up God with politics and what you're doing. Don't bring your politics in this pulpit. But that's what he did. He called my name from the pulpit, saying you got to watch who you're following and this and that. But he couldn't say that what I was saying was untrue from the pulpit. All right. But Leroy Major, we're just asking that we look out for Bahamians. That's it. Let's look out for Bahamians, man. Why couldn't you be concerned with providing jobs for Bahamians? If you wanted to do an import-export business from in your yard to Haiti or Jabim or wherever you want to do it from, why couldn't you hire Bahamian young men and women? Why couldn't you do that? Why couldn't you throw a call and say, man, Lincoln, he's providing jobs for Bahamians, and this is a good thing, and let's give him some slack. He's going to get it right. We're making some mistakes. We're going to get it right. Please work with us. And I would say, you know what? Providing jobs for Bahamians, let's do it. All right. But when you call me and tell me that you're providing jobs for undocumented immigrants, that's when we have a problem. All right. That's when this whole entire government needs to go. Pack up and throw the whole thing in the garbage. The whole thing. All right. And this leads me to what I want to hit on before I get to dealing with the situation. I called into a talk show on Saturday morning. It's a talk show where they have these neoliberals who they kind of promote everything neoliberal. It seems the Guardian is pushing everything to do with homosexuality and open borders and just letting illegals come and do what they want. That seems to be what the Guardian is pushing right now. And that's their right to do so, but that isn't our right to condone it. But I called into the show on Saturday, and I was calling to encourage Toby, a Bahamian young man who is having issues with the government. He has committed a crime in this country. Toby, that is Toby Smith. He's committed a major crime in this country. I think it is the biggest crime in this country. And his crime is being Bahamian while in the Bahamas. That seems to have become a major crime, and they treat you like criminals for what? For being Bahamian. And so he is being treated like a criminal because he's a Bahamian. And he's been offered the land, our crown land, to do something to benefit Bahamians. And of course, they let a foreigner come in and take it because that's how this country works. And maybe some of you like that. Maybe that makes sense to some of you. But it doesn't make sense in the real world or in any kind of non-banana republic country. And I called to encourage him, to tell him to keep going, to keep fighting, because he's not fighting for himself. He's fighting for all of us. Because what they do to him, they do to us. And it shows the hypocrisy of these governments. It shows the hypocrisy of Philip Brave Davis. That Philip Brave Davis spoke out against this while in opposition. And now when he got in power, he turned. And now all of a sudden, they said, well, we're giving it to RCI, with Royal Caribbean, and they're going to start immediately. Remember, that was their words, immediately. They always like to build hype and sell your dreams because they're not doing anything, and they always want you to think they're doing something. So they do lots of groundbreakings when nothing happens and sell a lot of hype. Oh, the hotel is sold. The hotel is sold. Big celebration, party tent, spend all kind of money. our money in order to do that. And then you hear, oh, the hotel isn't really sold again. And so this is the kind of hype. And I called in to really encourage Toby for what he was doing, his fight. And then afterwards, a young lady, she's a 24-year-old young lady, prior to me calling on the show, she was praising Fidel Castro and Che and other people who killed to get their way, who killed to push their point. I mean, killed people, murdered people to get their way. But she said that she has a problem with me, that she started the name calling, because that's what neoliberals do when they don't really have an argument. They immediately start calling you stuff. They start calling you names. And so she started calling me names, and the people who follow and believe what I believe in, names. I said that we're pushing hateful stuff and this kind of stuff. But you would notice that she never said what it is hateful that I've said. She never said what I have said that is wrong or out of order, what I've done that is wrong or out of order. They just start pushing hateful stuff and sounding very unintelligent. While they are very eloquent in the way they speak, they tend to be emotional and very unintelligent when they push their beliefs because they have no ground to stand on. And so, my thing is, if you think, and she said that I'm her enemy. She said, I am her enemy. And if she dies, I would have lost an enemy. Because I am her enemy because of my views and my opinions. Do you see how you're going down this kind of real fascist Nazi kind of situation where you are their enemy because you have a view that differs from theirs? What kind of democracy is this that we're living in? What kind of nonsense is this? I won't even call her name. The show comes on Saturdays on Guardian Radio. But it was so utterly ridiculous that this person would praise persons who killed to get in power, but she has a problem with my opinions and say that I want to get in power. And she said, I would never get in power in this country. Let me make this clear to you and to everyone else on Guardian Radio. I'm not interested in power for Lincoln Bain. I am interested in power for the Bahamian people because I am tired of hearing the complaints of everyday Bahamians in the civil service, people with their experience with police officers, like what we're going to talk about today, people with their experience in the hospitals, people with their experience with Crown Land, their everyday situations. I'm tired of Bahamians being treated like trash and garbage in our country, and this is what I fight for. So if I am your enemy, I understand, because you clearly hate Bahamians. You are the xenophobe. You are xenophobic. I have never said anything xenophobic about Haitians or any other race. I say on the show all the time, I do not hate Haitians. I love all people, but come to my country the right way. If you don't like that, if I'm your enemy because I'm saying that people should come here the right way, then so be it. I will gladly be your enemy, but you are not my enemy. If you are a Bahamian, you are not my enemy. I am standing up for all Bahamians, including you that are criticizing me, because I believe in this country, because I believe in right for this country. I will stand up for this country and for what we believe in. And if Guardian Radio and their trolls that they have as talk show hosts, these unprepared, unintelligent persons pushing an agenda, a gay agenda, and an open border agenda, if I am your enemy, then so be it. I am a Bahamian standing up for the Bahamas, standing up for my country, and nothing will stop me from standing up for my country that I believe in. We are under invasion. And you all need to understand that before it's too late. We are under invasion. Someone says call out. I don't even remember her name because she's very insignificant. It starts with A. I don't even remember her name. It is, she's some 24-year-old who's on there. That's all I can remember now. But I've had run-ins with her before. When I asked her, what is it that I've said is out of order? And when I ask them on the show, what is it that I've said that is out of order? Their response is, oh, you say things that could be interpreted as or could cause people to feel, no, but what did I say? No, just the way you say things, it could cause people, under the tone and the, what? So you're controlling my tone now and the way I say stuff? But you can't say what I am saying that is wrong, what I am actually saying that is xenophobic. Let me say this to you all again. I do not hate Haitians. I do not encourage anyone to hate Haitians or anybody else. I love all people. I have put my money where my mouth is when it comes to Haitians. When no one else in the country wanted to help during the earthquake, the prime minister of this country didn't want to help, I put my money where my mouth is, got a whole plane, chartered a whole plane, put food and medical supplies on that plane, called the U.S. Army, and I said, I'm going there to help those people because they are people in need. And I did that. That's what I did. What have you done for Haiti? What have you done for Haitians? But come on a radio show and talk. Well, I will tell you, I have been fighting for Bahamians, and I will continue to fight for Bahamians, and I'm going to fight for this country. Y'all ain't taking this over. We see your plan. We see your plot. You cannot have this. This is ours, and we are going to fight for this. You all are trying to push this narrative that these are just some poor people coming here trying to get help, and we must be humane. I don't know no poor person that can afford $8,000 to jump on a boat. Do you know what kind of lifestyle you could live in Haiti with $10,000? Do you know what kind of lifestyle you could live? In an apartment? You could live good. You could live very well. If you got $8,000, how many Bahamians got $8,000 right now for a boat ride to Miami? How much? Cash. How many? The fact of the matter is, we are humane people. I've shown my humaneness. It's documented in the media. I've helped Haiti. And I've gone there and I've gotten corn in my hands, helping the rebuild Haiti. I put my money where my mouth is. So for all these people who say that I hate Haitians, yeah, you continue with your nonsense and your rhetoric. You can call me whatever you want. You can do all the name calling you want. But let me tell you something. This Bahamas will not be overrun. This Bahamas will not be taken over because of corrupt politicians. Corrupt, wicked politicians. So to that young, confused young lady on that talk show that comes on in the morning, I wouldn't even replay it, what she said. To that confused young lady who praises Castro and these other kinds of people. And I'm not saying Castro was good or bad. That's not my point. What I'm saying is Castro killed. He took lives in order to get killed. Why don't you then, if you disagree and you feel so good about your point, why don't you then bring me on the show and then stand toe-to-toe with me with your views and my views? See about personalities and persons. You could hate me, you could call me an enemy all you want, but it's about personality. This is about our country. And what I am is an ideal, and you can't kill an ideal. What I am is an ideal whose time has come. And the ideal is that Bahamians will be first in this country, and nothing and no one is going to stop that. We reach, is our time. Our eyes are open, and we're going to take this country back. It's simple as that. I don't care how much they arrest me. I don't care how much lies they tell on me. I don't care how much they twist the truth. I don't care if they shoot at me, stab at me, do whatever they want to do. Let me tell you something. I am going to fight until my last breath for this rock. Because this is the only rock that I could be number one on. I can't go nowhere else and be number one. So y'all could take that at The Guardian, or y'all could leave that. It's simple as that. We are going to fight for this. And we are in for the fight of our lives. I don't want y'all to take this lightly for 1 second. We are in for the fight of our lives. Bahamian first or nothing. Y'all ain't gonna have what belongs to us. We can deal with y'all in one way. Yeah. Let me leave that there. Your government has sold you out. Your government has sold you out. They are making lots of money from this situation. That's why they're doing nothing. We have to stand up and we have to fight. As simple as that. All right? As simple as that. I'm going to move on and leave that there. Have you all noticed that the Free National Movement is not fighting for the Bahamian people? All this stuff that's going on, the Free National Movement has nothing to talk about. They are busy taking photos with the other side and showing how they are one and how they love each other. And that's Pintard with Perry and Ingram, and how all of them are in love and they won in this thing together. Have you noticed how they are not fighting for the Bahamian people? They just waiting their turn, and all of them are together. All of these issues that Bahamians are going through right now, they are saying nothing. I was shocked and flabbergasted. I was flabbergasted with all that's going on in this country. All that's going on in this country. That the F&M got up in the House of Assembly, and the big issue that they thought to grab a hold of wasn't us losing our carbon credits to technical theft by the Prime Minister, because he put it under his control. Not us losing our sovereign wealth fund, because the Prime Minister cancelled out the sovereign wealth fund. Not the crime situation, the healthcare situation, the education situation, none of that stuff. The man jump up in the House of Assembly and talk, but they need to ban the breeding and ownership of pit bulls. You think they serious? The ownership of pit bulls. The ownership, that's what y'all talking about? The ownership of pit bulls? Like, seriously? Come on. Y'all, let's erase the F&M from our memories. They just erase them. Just erase them. Erase them. You know, lastly, before I get to like I'm here to talk about, and then I can play one more little short video and then we can get to it. I don't want you all to be distracted. They've been trying to find a way to distract us from talking about the real issues for quite some time. Let me tell you something. I don't believe that we should be teaching our children about transgender and all this kinds of stuff. I believe that there's a mental issue. If a man thinks that he was actually born a woman, I think that that is a mental issue. And that is not something that we should be pushing on our children. Because if I go around telling people that I was born a Chinese, they are going to put me in Sandilands, in a mental facility. So I believe, and that's just my belief, I believe that if a man is going around saying that he believes he was born a woman, something is wrong there. I don't encourage that. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for Fred Mitchell and his agenda, but I'm not going to disrespect Fred Mitchell here because he's very disrespectful, and I'm not going to disrespect him here, you know, because he's actually my elder. He's old enough to be my mother. And so with him being old enough to be my mother, I'm not going to disrespect him. But I just want to say that these agendas keep coming up when the PLP comes in power. They keep coming up under the PLP. In 1991, you remember that homosexuality was made, it wasn't illegal anymore. All right. It used to be illegal. And the PLP changed the law to make it not illegal anymore. I'm not saying whether that's right or wrong, good or bad, but I'm just telling you this happened under the PLP. All right. You know, and every time these kinds of stuff come up, it's under them. And so now we see this coming up again. And so we have to realize that if we let these people get back in power, this is going to be Sodom and Gomorrah, but we could be speaking Creole. This will be the Creole Sodom and Gomorrah if you let the Progressive Liberal Party get back in power. All right. And so we need to focus. They've been trying to get you all to focus by talking about the legalization of marijuana. All right. They're just trying to get you to change the subject, talking about marital rape. You see, they stopped talking about those stuff now because it didn't work. But now they get something that they feel is going to stick. They feel it's going to stick. So now they're talking about this homosexual transgender thing. The government ain't really talking about it. You know, one woman, Belinda Wilson, said her opinion on something, and they just try to grab that and push that in the air and keep you talking about that so you could forget about your carbon credits, your natural resources, the crime that you're experiencing, the suffering, the taxation that you're going through, and everything else that's going on in this country. You could just be talking about the nonsense. And, you know, I see, you know, people like Cassius Jordan them are out there talking about all the serious things to fight for in this country. We don't see them in the fight. We don't see them fighting to deal with the immigration situation or dealing or coming to fight about, and I'm just going to speak truth. We don't see them coming to fight, you know, for this immigration situation. We don't see them coming out, you know. We don't see them coming out to fight about what's really going on in this country and what's really behaviors are going on in this country. But now they want to go fight sissies. That's the big fight. That's what y'all want to claim to fame. Y'all don't want to fight the government who's stealing your carbon credits and taking your wealth and taxing you to death. But y'all want to go fight sissies. I don't have time for that. We gotta take our country back. Y'all stay focused. All right? Stay focused. They want you talking about other things. They're not talking about your natural resources. They did a whole ministry of natural resources. You're not hearing from Vaughn Miller. They are robbing you blind. Wake up. And so I just wanted to put that out there. And so I'm going to play another clip from that video that the young man put out there. He did a phenomenal job, by the way. And I just want to say this. The family, speaking to the family, I've been talking to them, advising them from day one. They was on my live, the COI live, before when this initially started. I gave them the air to go out there and talk about this. And they went and they got professionals and spent a lot of money to get this done. They sacrificed. And I feel for that family. They're a very close-knit family. Very close-knit family. You know, in the video that you saw, they showed this clip. They showed this WhatsApp right here. But what I wanted you to see from this WhatsApp isn't what he was talking about. He talked about how this proved that he had a phone on him because he got a text from his mother. But what I want you to see is his mother begging him to come home. There's nothing like a woman's intuition and a mother's wit and intuition. There's nothing like a mother's wit and intuition. Even after he was dead, here you can see it says, Azario, please come home. Azario, please come home. Even before that, while he was alive, try come home off that road, please, is what she said at 6:48. Come home off that road. And she was telling him, come home, you gotta open up the store in the morning. He said, yeah, I know, how you know? Some mother's wit. Some mother's wit. Some mother's wit. She lost her good son. And then to see your good son vilified. We'll talk about that, and I'll open the phone lines. But this family is hurting. And so they were coming live with me to talk about this, but they're in so much pain. I spoke to the father at 5 o'clock, just when we were supposed to get started, and he said they're not in a good place. They can't talk right now. I mean, Simu was excited. Simu reached out to me, and you know, he wanted me to see what they were doing and all that. They wanted to talk, but he's hurting. I think that they're actually afraid of the backlash. They're terrified that their life could be in danger. They actually said that their life could be in danger because they're standing up. What kind of country is this we're living in? When you have to be afraid for your life is in danger for seeking justice. The person who did the video, his family also reached out to me, the young man who did the video. young man, you did an amazing job. That was brilliant. Brilliant. You deserve an award for that. Brilliant job in that video. But his family reached out to me also and said that he was worried about his safety. And they were worried about his safety, I should say. I told him, listen, I will stand with you. And I say this to anyone in the police force or anywhere else. If one hair on either any of these family members is touched, you're in problems. You can see through y'all. If they catch the flu and die, is y'all. If they catch pneumonia and die, is y'all. If they in a car accident, is y'all. We ain't stupid. All we want in this country is justice, and we always have to fight so hard. We always got to be so afraid of everything. Always got to be so afraid in this country. I can let y'all watch another piece of the clipping from it, and then we can talk. I think I'll show. Let's see which one I'll show first. Yeah. Let me show this one.
Claimed he didn't have a phone on him, which was later found out to be a proven lie because number one, Azario's mom astonishingly texted him not only a few hours before he was killed that night, that exact same night. She said, son, you have to open up for work in the morning. They own a family business. And Azario then texts back, yeah, I know. And that'll be the last any of his family or friends would ever speak to him. So in conclusion, yes, they knew he had a phone on him. And number two, a little icing on the cake, I think a few months later, his family then took Azario's cellular information to an IT tech guy. And he stated that his phone was later pinged on the next side of the island days after Azario was already dead. And also, it had been wiped too. Bro, isn't that crazy? Also, notice how his body is still in the car. 828, still in the car. Fast forward 11 minutes, now his body is marginally outside. Shoots, even in the official case photo it is. Bro, they definitely moved him. The whole thing was meticulously planned. Azario's cousin, the bar owner, now finally closes down the bar. That's when an officer now approaches her and is believed to now demand away that camera footage away from her. You could even see him being handed the server, where the security camera footage is usually stored, and he then proceeds to walk away with it. Look, no server, server. 8:33, the first on-duty police officer finally arrives. 8:49, he was bagged. 9:09, they looked for shell casings away from the vehicle. This was done because at first, the story that was told was that there was an actual gunfight. According to them, when Azario had returned, the officers then exited the bar to investigate. Once the car came to a stop, the officers cautiously approached the vehicle with their weapons drawn, ordering Azario to exit the car. As Azario then opened the door, he produced a gun pointing at the officers. And so then they opened fire, killing them, being in fear of their own lives. That's the story they went with at first. Then they changed the story, saying, oh, he shot some bullets in the air. And so in fear of their own lives, they shot him and killed him. And then on the news, they shortened it this time, saying, in exact words, he brandished the gun.
Here's what police shared with the media that took place on the scene at the time.
He left the business establishment in his vehicle in a high rate of speed. He returned once, left, returned again, left, and returned a third time. This was when the officers noticed him exiting his vehicle, brandishing a firearm. And as a result, being in fear for their lives, the officers discharged their service weapon in the direction of the vehicle, fatally wounding the male.
And so they shot him, being in fear of their own lives. Bro, it was story after story after story. All stories ending with in fear of our own lives. But you know, nothing about this screams fair to me. Y'all be the judge. Let's just say for a quick second, yeah, Azario did have a gun, and he pointed it at these cops. Then tell me how come nobody ducked, dodged, flinched, stepped back. Man, I think it's very much human nature for a person to flinch if you're that close to someone and they all of a sudden point a gun at you. Nobody seemed to move. It's like they shot him with so much confidence. P.S. They didn't find any shell casings away from that vehicle, by the way. And boom, just like that, the video then cuts out. All the rest of the footage, never to be seen. All the footage from the first camera, never to be seen. The footage I just showed you, also never to be seen. Of course, until now. Bro, this footage was purposely withheld from the public and Azario's family for years. In fact, to this date, it's now March 2023, they just got this footage a few weeks ago. A year and some change later, after their son had already been murdered, they'd finally get to see the footage of his killing. But this dark version though. But guess what, bro? They had done messed with the wrong family.
I am probably going to die remembering the way that his body looked. My family does not sleep. This is definitely a setup and a cover-up, and you can quote me on that. This movement is not going to end. We feel as though God has brought this to our doorstep for a reason, because our family is the type of family that stands up for what is right and what is wrong, no matter of the circumstances and no matter of the danger.
Let me give you a bit of a quick history lesson. In all my years of living in the Bahamas, right? 25 years. I've never once seen a police brutality, a police corruption.
3 young men involved in an incident with police on New Year's Day speaking out tonight after a video of them
All right, thank you. So we got sound now. The video just cut. All right, I don't know why the video just cut. There was some interference, like echo or something, and then it just cut. And so we know that social media has well, the government has certain effects over social media. That's disturbing, you know, and I pray that a proper investigation is done, maybe an inquest into this, you know, maybe a commission of inquiry into this. This can't be happening in our country, man. This can't be happening in our country. This can't be happening in our country. I'm so sorry for that family. If you are connected to the government, in some way they'll cover up, you know, the Prime Minister made some statements. I got to let you all hear that. Let me see if it'll play. Let me see if they'll leave us alone that he said that play. The Prime Minister made some statements. Watch this. But this is, I hope it plays well. Here we go.
It impacts memory. Memory fades. Details and are lost. And it does not help in solving the issues.
But yet, he did nothing for this case. Or any case, as a matter of fact, where the police were the main shooters. Bro, no way in hell should it take a family having to go seek their own evidence. That don't make no sense to me. I already know my family don't got $40,000 on them. So what that mean for me? If I'm killed by the police, too bad. If no one says anything, bro, nothing will change. I personally believe that. I just want the Prime Minister to just live up to his word and do what I think is the bare minimum. Investigating the killing is bare minimum. The sole reason this video is being made is to call for a complete investigation on this case.
I hereby demand a commission of inquiry into the circumstances surrounding Azario Major's death.
There was 9 officers on the scene that day, so tell me why only 4 gave a statement. Why is that? Why did they also say there was no witnesses? Why is the family even just getting the video? There's 2 sets of footage that night, camera A and camera B. So why did the family only receive 1? It's just so much questions, you know? I myself and the family is personally calling the people, Amnesty International, it's a human rights group, the US even, maybe, and especially our Prime Minister to finally do what's right. This place we're living in now, bro, in my opinion, this wouldn't be a place I'd want my child to live in. I hear horror stories all the time. For the girls, it's damn near routine to be sexually assaulted by these corrupt cops. And for the guys, either we being beaten up, set up with drugs or guns, or just straight up killed. This place has to change, bro. Like, we're supposed to feel safe around the people that's supposed to serve and protect us. Now, of course, there are some amazing cops in the Bahamas. I don't want to not mention that. But because the bad ones are willing to go to such an extreme, it makes all of them look bad, you know? If you're watching this video right now, share with a friend. Because you or your child could very well be next. And I know you don't got $40,000 laying around somewhere. This has been a message from yours truly. See you later.
Speaking out tonight after a video of them allegedly being beaten by officers went viral.
Or a justice for whomever case actually work. Bro, I've never even seen one make it to court. You see, in the Bahamas, the police are automatically believed in all cases. When it comes down to your word against theirs, or in some cases, your dad's word against theirs, you would never win that battle. As a matter of fact, not only will you not win that battle, but they'd never even care to investigate it. Azario literally had 0 prior run-ins with the police before being murdered. Criminal record, squeaky clean. Bro wasn't even in the system for an unpaid damn traffic ticket. Now all of a sudden he shoot cops. And not only do he shoot cops, but he's now bold enough to gunfight it out with 7 cops surrounding his car, guns drawn. Like, bro, who they trying to paint him out to be? John Wick? The whole thing just don't make sense. But like I said, they chose the wrong family to mess with. News appearance after news appearance after news appearance. That car Azario was shot up in, they bought it from the rental company. Blood still on it still, as is. Cash. They then met with Bahamian officials. First, Mr. Hart, head of CDU, who said to the family that Azario was killed because he was out there shooting shots in the air. An obvious lie. Then the Minister of National Security, Wayne Munro, who said Azario was at that bar showing off a gun when on-duty police officers arrived on the scene, then killing him. Another obvious lie. And then they talked to Commissioner of the Police, Clayton Fernando, who was also at the crime scene when Azario was killed. He claimed there was a shootout between Azario and the police officers, which then led to his death. Shoot, he even said to the family that out of the 45 bullets on the floor, that some of them was from Azario's gun. Obvious lie number 3. Bro even said that he didn't have the authority to force an investigation, which is now obvious lie number 4. Because bro, how the hell you the commissioner of the police, the top dog of them all, and you can't start an investigation? Like, so what? What you there for? For pretty? I don't get that. It's obvious he's protecting his own. Mr. Hard, Mr. Raman, Mr. Wayne, Mr. Clayton, Mr. Pinnard, all of them spoken to by the family, none of them willing to help. This done obviously further sparked Azario's family into taking the investigation into their own hands. Since the Bahamas had no interest looking into the case, Azario's family then sought help from abroad. They flew out some real deal forensic scientists from California to come examine the car, clear up that dark footage, and also give a full analysis on the complete murder, based on their expertise. Bruh, the whole thing felt almost like a movie. What the forensic scientists concluded, among many, in exact words, this incident has more of an appearance of an intentional shooting than it does a case of self-defense. The number of shots fired demonstrates anger or aggression rather than fear. In total, bro, Azario's family, because I asked, Azario's family came with a pocket $40,000. $40,000, bro. Cash. Just to do what in my head I thought all countries did. By the way, I do not want you to confuse it at all. This family is not rich. They had to go out every day and work hard for that money. Going to work early, coming home late. And this being an everyday thing, mind you. On top of that, having to pay reoccurring bills, all while trying to come up with this money at the same time was definitely rough on them. They made a lot of sacrifices. This being for over a year plus, by the way. It just sucks to me that they had to do all of that. It just seems like something the Bahamas is supposed to do naturally, I once had the belief that it was normal in all cases for an investigation to occur before the case finally closes. But with this story, it proved me wrong. I'm typically not, disappointed by much, but this one definitely did it for me. Minimum wage in the Bahamas, a little over $5 an hour, US dollars. So to imagine it takes $40,000, $40,000 what most Bahamians do not have, just to hopefully see some justice for a loved one is crazy to me. And our Prime Minister said so himself.
First of all, any killing, whether by police or otherwise, is troubling and requires the proper investigation to determine the circumstances under which that killing may have occurred. It is not acceptable that you have killings and the time lag in investigations followed to be as long as it is, because it impacts memory.
First of all, safety, you are safe because you will be engaging the tools that make yourself safe.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Thank you for a notification about the sound. You know, I just want to say that there are good police officers and bad police officers. Most of the police officers are good, the vast majority of them. I know many good police officers, just like the young man said. I know many of them. But the bad make it bad for the good and for the Bahamian public. I'm presently going through lies and plots by the police done by politicians. So I know exactly how they feel. I know exactly what is going on. To be dragged, before the courts on lies because a politician doesn't like you. My attorney received a letter recently. My attorney received a letter from the police force saying that they're going to withdraw my firearms. I don't know what law allows you to withdraw a firearm. So it was laughable. It's laughable when you have police who don't know the law. But they will do anything to please their political rulers. They said they were withdrawing my firearms and that they gave me 28 days to return my firearms or I will be prosecuted. They also said that I could sell the firearms if I want to, but I have 28 days to return them. What's so concerning about that is they have my firearms. It's like, this is the Commonwealth of friggin' Narnia. They have my firearms and they're telling me that they're withdrawing my firearms. I don't even know what that means or what law that covers. And the lawyer responded and told them that there's no law that says that you can withdraw a firearm. So we don't know what the hell they're talking about. But they said that I have 28 days to turn in the firearms that they took from me, or they didn't say a reason. So don't ask me for what. I don't know what the grounds is. I just, because Brave say so, I guess. I don't know. Brave say so. So, and they put that in writing. I have 28 days to return it or I could be prosecuted. So you're gonna hold on my firearms and then tell me, hey, give us your firearms or we're gonna prosecute you. What kind of nonsense is this happening in this country? And so when I tell them, well, I can't return it because you all have it, they can say, well, where your receipt? But y'all just take it, y'all didn't give me no receipt. Like, y'all just took it and y'all told the whole Bahamas you all have it. I mean, this is so ridiculous. Bahamians are going through this every single day. Every day. With this ridiculousness and this nonsensicalness of these imbeciles that we have controlling this country, these corrupt people that we have controlling this country. I'm not saying this in reference to them, I'm just saying on the whole. It's mind-blowing. Well, we had sued them about the firearms and they failed to reply within the 14 days. And so we applied for judgment in default. And I think they realized they messed up. So they panicked and just did some crazy stuff. But I don't want to have a conversation about that. I just thought that because, I'm a public figure, I thought I should say that. But it was just so strange that they asked me to return something that they have and that they would prosecute me if I don't return something that they already have. I don't know what kind of crazy. Maybe that's why crime can't get under control, Maybe how we get crime under control if everyone the phone lines. 803-5995, 803-5995 is the phone lines. And while waiting for you all to call in, Lanisha Rule, it appears that in her matter, I have some documents. I don't know if I'm free to release them. I have some documents with her matter, but I don't know if I can legally release them. But it seems like everyone is turning the witness against her. All of the other accused have turned Crown against her. Good afternoon.
Hey, Mr. Bain.
How you doing, man?
Very well, very well.
Mhm.
Listen, we can't expect our country to be no better when hello?
Yes, go ahead.
We can't expect our country to be any better, right? When the Prime Minister, the Minister of National Security can make a spectacle out of the Commissioner of Police.
Wow.
Huh? Something's wrong with that. You know, I've never gotten over the peaceful demonstration that you guys set out to have during the CARICOM, and the government made a nuisance of it.
Yeah.
The government, the police actually was an aggressor, and I said, well, what's going on? What's going on with the Commissioner of Police?
Yeah.
Huh? He allowed the powers to be to make a spectacle out of him, and he should have resigned. Huh? He should have resigned. Anytime you are given an office to manage, right, and a government, a prime minister, whoever it is, could make a spectacle of you, you need to step down. That means you don't have the guts to manage that position. Huh?
Wow.
And the abuse that I saw happen with those people at the peaceful protests, that can't be swept under the rug. Something was wrong there.
No.
Huh?
Yeah, something was terribly wrong.
Something wrong, right? So the footage that was shown of the young fella being gunned down, that is of no surprise. If the Commissioner of Police could sit in his office and be directed like a goon, right? Something is wrong with the management of crime. And he's the ultimate manager.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Thanks for your call, man. I appreciate it. I just want to show you, I'll get to the phone lines in a sec. I see a lot of people calling in. Let me just show you what the previous Commissioner of Police had to say. And from watching this, you can tell that our system is compromised. This their words, not ours.
Cable Bahamas has always been considered
I'm sorry about the
innovative.
commercial.
People can have
So you're gonna hear from the Commissioner of Police. And what he has to say. I'm gonna
Tonight, the arrest and release of a consul general over the weekend is leading to new opposition claims that the Christie administration is again interfering with the course of justice. But in bringing the matter to public light, the Commissioner of Police was...
Okay, hold on. We're gonna get to that in a second. That's the wrong clip. That's why it's happened. Okay, we can get to the phone lines. 803-5995. You can call in now. 803-5995. 803-5995 is the phone line. So 803-5995. Call in now. Yeah, that was the wrong clip. I wanted to show you a clip of Paul Roll, where he was talking about Paul Roll was talking about the fact that the last prime minister made him do stuff he didn't want to do, made him say stuff he didn't want to say, do stuff he didn't want to do. And that's an admission of corruption at the highest level in our country. That's corruption. And someone should have paid for that. And this government should have made the previous government pay for that after the admission of what happened. They used the police force like puppets, and the Commissioner of Police admitted that. Let's go to the phone lines. Good afternoon, you're live.
Hey, Lincoln, how are you, man?
I'm good.
This is Atlanta here. Let me just say, to all of my Bahamian brothers and sisters back there in the Bahamas, hats off to you guys for a tremendous job that you guys are doing, bringing these 5-year celebrities and ill-doings to the Bahamian people to light. I always said, Lincoln, when I lived in the Bahamas, and I said this because I used to call the major talk shows on the regular, and I was even told that the then Prime Minister sent a message to me saying that what I'm saying was Satan the party. Well, I told him straight up, I never got a job from the government, and I'm not a card-carrying member of the FNM party. Whatever I say is my doggone business. But I want to say this to you, Lincoln. History isn't made up of kings and queens and presidents. History is made up of ordinary people like you doing extraordinary things. We always have to remember that. You're looking at the 5-year celebrity like Fred Mitchell. Every time Fred Mitchell get in power, there's some foolishness going on. He had a serious, nasty spat with Dr. Miles Monroe when he was alive. I don't know if you remember that. Okay, and it was over the gate. The same homophobia to do. He went abroad and made some statements. Man, it's at the time, they get off this, and I personally feel as a Bahamian living in the United States and Lincoln, to be honest with you, is you decide to run for Prime Minister, I'll come back and stay in the Bahamas for the amount of time that I need to be there to register to vote. But Lincoln, the F&M can't get my vote. The PLP never cut off.
Wow.
That's the party I always supported. But I want to also say, it's been 10 years. The 4th of April gone, 10 years since my mother, my sister, and my brother-in-law has died in marijuana. The worst aviation accident that has happened in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas or in the Caribbean.
Wow.
We have yet to get a court date. We have yet to go to court. We have yet to get any justice. Nothing has happened. Lincoln, I'm telling you, where the Bahamas can hear you. I got a lot of stuff that I can give to you. Get in touch. You know how to reach me.
Yes.
Get in touch. I ain't never been afraid, Lincoln. I've been silent for a while. I ain't never, ever been afraid. Because those 5-year celebrity, they in 5 years, and they out the next 5 years. So the Egyptians and the Samaritans you see today, you'll see them tomorrow, yeah.
Yes. Thank you for your call. We appreciate it. All right, so we got 2 phone lines open now. One is 804-4264, and one is 803-5995. So 804-4264, you can call in if you hear someone on the other line. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon, sorry. Yeah, I was watching. I can't believe what I hear. And they send you a letter telling you to turn in your guns or they can prosecute you. And these idiots don't recall that everyone know that they said they took away your guns, and that was on the news.
Yes.
That's public record. And also, a post of Commissioner of Police needs to be elected by members of the public and the police force, where he or she serves 2 5-year terms, and their allegiance and loyalty is to the Constitution of the Bahamas and the Penal Code. That means when a Commissioner of Police comes in this new Bahamas, he or she doesn't answer to nobody, to no Prime Minister, not even you, but they allegiance is to the Constitution, to the Penal Code. I am sick and tired of these little puppet clown politicians changing the content. Every time they come to power, they move and put a Commissioner of Police who they want there. That stupidness needs to stop.
Yeah.
The Commissioner of Police and the Commonwealth Defense Force needs to be elected, if you ask me. Because that's the only way we can have true justice in this country, where where the Commissioner of Police is not under pressure or manipulated or compromised in any way. And this Commissioner of Police, he's compromised. He all for Brave. I think if Brave tell him, if he is pulling up his pants and Brave tell him drop it, he'll say yes, sir. And that's my point. That's my opinion. Anyway, I listening on the show.
Thank you, God, man. Thank you, God. We appreciate it. 804-4264 or 803-5995. You're going to get in if you want to get in on this conversation. I'll go back to the phone line first. Good afternoon, you're live. Go ahead.
Hey, man, I just wanted to call him because I wanted to give my condolences to Mr. Azario Major's family.
Yeah.
So unfortunate, but that's the dilemma with us being young men to face. We have a lot of corrupt police officers, and it's because they are police officers, everybody gets up.
You're a little muffled. Make sure your finger isn't over the mic.
Because they are police officers, they put the out, And they don't ever take the words of the young kids on the block.
Yeah.
And it's so disheartening because it's discouraging, to us young people. Like, we have, all right, my thing is this. If you as police officers, you're asking the public, to turn in their families and their loved ones, how are you not as a police officer turning in your fellow police partner who is doing a crime? You understand what I'm saying? How could you come to the public and say, turn in your family, turn in your sons, turn in your loved ones who are committing crimes, when you're watching your police partner commit crimes, and you're not turning them in because you have to work along with them. We have to live with these people, so they have to make it make sense, man. We have to stand up, and I'm glad you guys touching on this today because they just killing a lot of the young people, and they're the ones who are doing the crime, stealing from people, robbing people, and it's very disheartening and it's frustrating, and sometimes we can't even see the light at the end of the tunnel. And a lot of times, the only time when they listen to your voice is when you're already dead. Then the whole Bahamas be like, justice for this one. When we could have stand up for Azario, not until the problem happened. Now, shed light on it, but man, we could have stand up before, and he could have still been alive,
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say that, man. I appreciate you touching on it because nobody else is. Continue to be that light, shining and showing the people, the new Bahamas and the Bahamas that you are trying to bring in, into effect, man. We behind you. You have my support, and I know you have a lot of other people's support. Thank you, because we didn't have nobody to do this for us, man. The Christian Council, you understand who we had? If Mr. Bain didn't stand up, boy, thank God for Mr. Bain. God bless.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. 803-5995 or 804-4264. Those are the numbers for you to call in. Either of those numbers, when you see persons attempting to have a peaceful protest being attacked viciously, and when you see the media trying to paint those people as if they did something wrong, you know that we're in trouble as a nation. We're in trouble. We're in serious trouble as a nation. It seems like all around, they're just doing the bidding of these evil politicians. Good afternoon, you're live. I am awesome. How are you doing?
I am wonderful. I am just calling, I just want the whole Bahamas to hear me and the whole the government system. They are creating an angry mob. They are creating an angry mob of Bahamians. And if they don't see the change we need to see, then they are in big trouble. Because me as a young person, it's discouraging for me to even have another child in this country because of the way things are going. It's disheartening. You understand? It's all I want to say. I want them to know that they're creating an angry mob.
Yeah. Thank you. They are, beating down our Bahamian young men while making excuses for other illegals who come into this country. They are making everything difficult for us. Like they don't want us here. They're pushing us out, treating us like garbage in our own country, pushing us out. How much more of this do they want us to take? What are we supposed to do? They're making this place uncomfortable for us to live in. Like they don't want us here anymore. Like we just don't belong here. What are we supposed to do? What are our young people, our young men supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? Good afternoon, you're live. I am awesome. How you doing?
Everything good. Boy, look here, I calling, touching on the subject you're talking about. Well, my brother was a police. And my brother was by two other police.
Your brother was what? You were breaking up.
My brother was a police. You can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I said my brother was a police, 1487 in Courtney Knowles, and he got murdered by two other police.
Oh, wow.
And nothing never come of that. My family never get no justice. The government system in the Bahamas is so corrupt, and it don't make no sense, and someone have to shine light on the situation we're going on and bring something to it, because even family members are people who have decent police on the police force. The corrupt police wipe them out, and then you ain't got no justice for them either. So even the police them who on the force and trying to do good and trying to stand up, they hands tied and they scared to do things. Growing up as a young man in Pinewood, Every day you're outside, the police run upon you, making you go home, get off the blocks. They come and harass you, trying to make you into a criminal. As a young man, going in college and stuff. The police them harass me straight through in the Bahamas.
Wow.
Boy, look here. What you doing is good. And one last thing, that lady, Belinda Wilson, that I don't know how the Bahamas could say we is a Christian nation when the Bible clearly states that homosexuality is an abomination. So I can't see how they could try. It's different when you was adults doing these things to adults. But now they go into our children. They forcing the hand of God to bring judgment down on the Bahamas because you can't touch the innocent children and corrupt them in such a way. Because if you you can't be mixed up. If you have a penis between your leg, you're a male, and if you have a vagina, you're a female. That's simple. Like you make it clear, and anybody can say it. You can't go around saying use no Chinese. People say, hell no, use black man, or you could be a Chinese. So how we can accept calling males females and vice versa with the calling female males and teach it to the children? That woman Belinda Wilson, trust me, the judgment which y'all can put on her and her generations to come, they'll get wiped off this earth, boy. You have a good day, Mr. Bear.
Thank you, Vigor. Appreciate it. 803-5995 or 804-4264. They're the numbers. This one about y'all today. Let's hear from y'all. How y'all feel about this? Let me read some of your texts. Put the text in. Let me read some of y'all texts. Let me make sure I could get them. See what y'all saying on there. 803-5995, 804-4264. All right. Let me see if I can put some of this here. The leaders made sure the Bahamians can't get to no one, not even the church. Well, the church is crooked anyway. See the hell. Oh, so the hell with them. Someone says Belinda Wilson needs oh Lord. All right, let's skip over that one. It's sad, honestly. Some of these police need to get stripped. They only care about their own self-interest, not country. There are many injustices that get swept under. That is so true, and it's because there's no one to fight for the Bahamian people. You know, I mean, listen, they when we went to go in that shanty town and demolish those houses, I mean, they sent police to stop that right away. You know, I mean, the woman been trying to get the police or government or anyone to stop them from coming and building on her land, threatening her and destroying her crops and destroying her house. No one helped that woman. But as soon as they hear the foreigners involved, they came right there. And that's what I wanted you all to see. That was the whole purpose of that exercise. So y'all can see exactly what's going on in this country. We got to stand up. We're going to lose this country if we don't stand up. Y'all better wake up before it's too late. We are on the verge of losing everything if we listen to them. I want to thank everyone who came out and supported our Pinewood Walkabout. We've been doing walkabouts every week. Someone said we need to hit the ground. Listen, y'all should know the COI is not relaxing. We've been walking about in many communities. We've already been in Tall Pines and Carmichael. We've been in many constituencies. I can't list all of them now, but we've been all over the place. All right, we've not slackened off since election. We are doing walkabouts. This the Pinewood crew walking through in Pinewood. We went door to door, and the response was phenomenal. And so I want to thank everyone who was there with us doing this. We're going to be in Angliston. We were invited by persons in Angliston to come and speak to them on the park in Angliston. And so we're going to be there. See if we have anything so I can see the details. We're going to be in Angliston, and so you can join us on the park. Let me see exactly which park this is. We also have a walkabout in Freetown. We have a walkabout in Seabreeze on Thursday. And listen, I am going to walk every inch of this country in order to save this country. Please join us. There are people telling us, keep up the fight, keep going, keep going. No, you keep up the fight. You come and join us. You assist us with getting this done. I am going to lead from the front, a different kind of leadership. I'm going to lead from the front. I'm going to be there. I'm going to change my shoes every month if I have to, walking every inch of this country to save this country. And so we need you to join us. We need your assistance. We need your help. We're going to be in Freetown. We're going to have a walkabout in Freetown. We have a walkabout in Seabreeze, so you can join us. A walkabout on the 20th. So I think that's Thursday. In Seabreeze at 5 p.m. So that's in Seabreeze at 5 p.m. We have a walkabout there. So join us for that. And we're also going to be in Angliston. And we're going to be in Angliston. I don't remember. So if someone's on here, they know exactly which park we're going to be on. Please post that on there or let me know which park we're going to be on. But we have a walkabout in Seabreeze. So we're coming for this country, man. You know, there's some people who I'm working with, some real patriotic people who want to sue the government on many different areas, including on immigration and for other reasons. I'm telling them, listen, we're going to sue them. We're going to find, because we have many lawsuits against the government right now. I'm self-counting. We've put our money where our mouth is. We've gone out of our pockets, and we have many lawsuits against the government right now. What you have to realize is that we're dealing with a corrupt system, all right, or the parents of corruption. And so when you have persons appointed by the prime minister and they have to deal with his budget, persons who was business partners or work with him or fellow MPs and cabinet members together, et cetera, how does that look, man? We need to move to a republic, man, where the people can vote for who's going to be the judges, where we can have freedom, man, where it's not one person controlling this country. The first thing we want to do is take power away from the prime minister and the members of parliament. This is when are you doing Exuma? We're coming to Exuma soon. We're gonna say it. We're not gonna say it far in advance, but we're gonna let you know as soon as we're coming to Exuma. We got some family islands in short order. All right, we got some family islands in short order. We have to plan carefully because some of our key persons were put on bail and they have to sign in every week. And so that kind of hinders how much we can travel for our political party in order to campaign. So it's a hindrance to democracy, but that's the country we live in, all right? And so that we have to plan carefully how we do certain things because of how we have to sign in. Yep, they have a sign-in bills, signing into the station for these minor offenses. So we're coming to Eleuthera very soon. I think Eleuthera is up next. So stay tuned. We'll let you know exactly when we're coming to Eleuthera and make sure that you're ready to go. Make sure you assist us because this takes funding. You can see that we're doing a lot. You can see what we're doing. So make sure you go there and you scan that, even if you have to go afterwards. I know you're watching it on the device, so it's hard to scan it, but you can go there and you can scan it. And you can sponsor us. You can go there or you can go here. All right, either one of them. You can go here or you can go to the other one. So here, that's Suncash. There, that goes to GoFundMe. So either one, you're able to donate to make sure that we're able to do. So please, or you can click. It's in the browser right now. So you can click on there and you can donate. All right. So I'll put that one in there again. So you can click on that one also. Either one you can use. All right. You can also use this link to go to GoFundMe. So either one of them you can click and you can donate to help the effort. All right. So I'm going to leave it there today. I think we've said a lot. Nothing that was said here was to influence any upcoming case. You come to your own conclusion. Yes, the other link is now there that you can click on. Is in the stream. If you don't want to scan, you can click right on the link right there. But we need justice in this country. We need justice. All right, we need justice. Bahamians are tired, and this is all I'm fighting for. And so I know that I'm going to be misunderstood. I know that we're going to be misunderstood. But if you're going to misunderstand me because I'm fighting for our country, Some Germans have taken over. We're seeing it all over the place now. People are talking about it. Rose Island. Other foreigners have taken over this whole entire country. Royal Caribbean is taking over. They got, they was offered the hotel. They couldn't do that. Now they want to do this thing on Paradise Island. You know, the cruise ships are going to stop. The cruise ships are not interested in our tourism product anymore. I don't know if y'all understand how serious this is, but our government's lack of vision is detrimental to us. We're not benefiting from the cruise ships coming here, taking their people to some island, and then taking the money out of the country. We're not benefiting from that. Come on, guys. Why aren't we going in the cruise ship industry for a few $100 million? Why aren't we going into the shipping industry? Why aren't we going and getting our sign on a Aragonite and spreading it around the world because the world needs it, man? But they're telling you that I'm selling dreams, or they're telling you all kind of lies and etc. about me every day. They wake up with another lie. Come on, man. We are going to form companies, just like Dubai did. That's going to be owned by the Bahamian people, and you're going to get dividends every year from those companies. This is different from the Sovereign Wealth Fund. Why can't we do this, man? Why can't we have a new Bahamas with vision? Answer me this question. 50 years later, is our country better off or worse? Crime is worse. Immigration is worse. Healthcare is worse. Education is worse. Our streets are worse. Nassau downtown is worse. All of our forts are worse. The water tower is gone, is worse. What is there to celebrate? We gotta be crazy to talk about we're celebrating. I am boycotting this 50th year celebration. And just to let you know, the king is coming. I've been informed that King Charles is coming to the Bahamas. And so the good thing about it is that they're going to pave some roads and dress up some roundabouts. And so we get some road paves, not because we pay taxes and deserve to have road paves, but because the king coming. And we can pay for him to come. We can pay all his expenses because he coming. And they can pave road because he coming. Not because we should have paved roads. Yeah, the king coming for the 50th. We worse. And so all we need you to do, in all of our walkabouts, we're seeing that people want change. The change is happening. See, they're not seeing this in the media because they have suppressed us from the media, so they don't really know what's happening on the ground. Good. The old weapons ain't working. And so the people are spreading the message. Families are saying that they've transformed. Stalwart counselors of the PLP, stalwart FNMs are calling and saying that they are now with the COI. The movement is happening. And they think that by pinning something on me, some crime or some civil matter or whatever, they think that that's going to stop this movement. Let me tell you, Philip Brave Davis, I know you want 2 terms, but we can't take 2 terms of you. Looking out for the Asians. But if you go Haiti and look out for them, go there and go help them there. Look out for Bahamians in the Bahamas. How would that be wrong for me to say? Come on, Bahamas. Well, the new Bahamas is on the way, and I pledge my allegiance to the new Bahamas. That old Bahamas is nothing. It is dysfunctional. We've become a failed state. Has Auckland's gotten their water and light back yet? No? No way. No? It's the 21st century. This is 2023. Enough talk. I'm going to see you again on Tuesday at 8 p.m. And again, Wednesday, we're going to be on the park. I'm going to post it on my social media page. We're going to be in the park in Angleton. Some persons from Angleton invited us to come down there. And we have a rally coming up, so get ready for that. We're not letting the government hold us back. So we'll give you the details in short order, but we have a rally coming up. We're going to use private property. All right, so we have a rally coming up. We want everyone to come out. We want to show this government that we are serious, that we've had enough. So we're looking forward to seeing all of you there. We're going to let you know exactly when it is and the details in short order, all right, in the coming weeks. So stay tuned. We need every Bahamian to come there, all right? Make sure you are there, and we're going to show them that we have had enough. We're going to speak, and we're going to release something that you're going to be proud of. I can't announce it now, but you're going to love it, all right? We're gonna release some things. They say, oh, the COI is Lincoln. You're gonna see. You're gonna see. All right? You're gonna be proud of where the COI is going and what is about to happen. We're gonna show you that we are ready to govern this country from day one. We are ready. You're gonna see the COI. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. As always, we are ready to break this change. Join. You can join. Go to our headquarters in Pinewood. Go online. Start a conversation. Call the WhatsApp. The office number is 044264, and you can join us. You have to help us make this happen. We can't do this alone. We can't do this alone. We need you. We need you to get this done. And so we need you to wake up and join us in this fight. Join us in this fight. When you're having walkabouts, if you're in that community, or if you're not in that community, you just want to help us go door to door, help us get it done, collect our information. We can't let the government steal the election this time. So we got to go and collect information from now. We got to go and shake the hands of the people. We got to meet them. Let them meet our prospective candidates, some of them. And we need your help. All right? So we're going to make this happen, and we expect this to happen. So if you're a part of this and you're ready to go, then let's go and let's get this done. All right? I'll give you a couple seconds. If you have any questions about anything I said, I'll give you a couple minutes to ask questions online. You got to investigate the murder. We're all over certain things. All right? When I come Tuesday, I'm going to have a discussion about what's happening with the Director of Labor. The Director of Labor, he's doing some things that are out of order, all right, in our estimation. Bahamians are being victimized in this country, and so we're going to drop some files. If you're the Director of Labor, you should be looking out for the Bahamian people. Your staff shouldn't have to be the ones complaining, all right? We have to do something about this, all right? We have to fight for this. All right, so thank you all so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. We love you. God bless you. God bless you, and God bless the New Bahamas. See you on Tuesday.
And it's Bahamians unprepared to stand up and fight and defend their own Bahamas, that you don't deserve to have it.
Now let that sink in. Come on. Change ain't coming, change is here. You can hear it, you can feel it in the air. All politicians, put your hands in the air. Just a stick up, let me make myself clear. I'm a grown man talking, so you know what to do. No one's leaving till we figure out the truth. Why you laughing? This ain't nothing funny. So no one gets to go home till we figure out this money. Change ain't coming, change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, nigga, change is here. Now if you ain't standing with us, then I know you against us. Bahamas, this ain't no time for us to be lukewarm. This is war, and we riding to.
We're trying to remind everybody. Don't forget about Grand Bahama and their walk-a-thon. Also, it's happening at 7 a.m. On 22nd. That's on Saturday. So don't forget that. Right?
now it's time to praise the Lord, cause he's about to take us over to the promised land where we can celebrate us. I got to do it for my kids that ain't even born yet. So the minute that they born, they already gotta check that check. Gotta have that time to collect, so they won't know how it feels to have that yoke around their neck. Yeah. See, y'all been robbing my grandmother, my great-great-grandmother and grandfather. It's like y'all can't get enough. Y'all just keep eating and eating and giving us nothing but taxes. Y'all went even as far as to say that this country's in debt and we ain't got no money. But 9 times out of 10, everybody in this country's possibly a millionaire. It's time to wake up. Let's talk about natural resources, cause every time we bring it up, they say hold your horses. They say it ain't.
Grand Bahama, you don't want some tasty sauce and at the same time get your exercise on? Well, the Coalition of Independent doing it. They're having a sauce out and a walkathon all in one. And they can do that on the 22nd of April, and we can start down there to the Grace Niles Plaza. Here's what you can do. You can come on out at 6:30 a.m. for your registration for the walkathon, which is $5. We can start walking from there at 7 a.m. and we going up to the airport roundabout, and then we coming back to the Grace Niles Plaza. You gonna be back there just in time for your sauce out, which is supposed to start at 8 a.m. You can have your chicken sauce, pig feet sauce, and you can have your turkey sauce. They're serving that with Johnny cake or one roll, and the donation for that is $10. Listen, man, if you want your ticket early, you could call 438-8355. Come on out, man. Support the Coalition of Independent. That's the 22nd of April. They're the people who fighting for you know. 7 a.m. for the walkathon and 8 a.m. for the South. Man, you don't meet me there. Beat me there. Come and support the Coalition of Independent.